Welcome to Release Day. I'm Alex Huard. The beautiful thing about inspiration is that it always comes at the right moment. It might not last long, but it's exactly what you need. In pursuit of her musical aspirations, turning in the oceanside province of Nova Scotia for the soaring skylines of Toronto, Natalie Lynn transformed into Loviet, the anthemic indie pop artist whose music you wouldn't quite expect to come out of a maritimer. Her catchy, hook-laden singles quickly became the subject of her debut EP. Written and recorded between New York City and Vancouver, British Columbia, inspired by the feelings of a summer romance, and held together with the exhilaration of moving from one country to the next faster than it takes to leave. Inspiration might not hit us when we expect it, but you always know when it has, because everyone knows the thrill when it's over.
You should know when you look in his eyes and feel him looking back. You could just die from catching one quick glance.
Whenever I think back to writing, that's what it was. Just the vibe was just, we're just gonna do it. Doesn't matter. Like, we feel like the universe has our back. We're just gonna go for it. And it was super cool because it felt like when you're feeling that, you know, it just comes out in the tunes. And yeah, we went to New York and we had such a great time just exploring and just like writing the first track with Florio, which was Everyone Knows. And just that whole write and just feeling like, you know, touching like our first time in the States felt really crazy, and it just felt big, and we were like, this is very cool. So we wrote that song, and that just kick-started everything else, because we got back, we had that track in our pocket that we all kind of mutually agreed on. We were like, this is so fun. Like, it just felt like something that was very me, or like what I wanted to put out in the world, because I write all the time, but you know, it's scary to think about what you're actually going to show people or what you're going to want to play a lot on stage and stuff. So it was cool that we all kind of connected with it and was like, this is a vibe, we'll go with this one. And then we went to BC and worked with Ryan, and we basically just said, screw it, we're just going to go out there and write these two next songs. So we went out there with nothing, pretty much, essentially, and we came out with the EP. So it's just so funny, because to us, it was just like the most reckless thing I've ever done in my life. Like, every other thing in my life, so like planned and preconceived and like thought over. And I just remember like sleeping like a baby for like the days leading up to going to BC. So it's just like cool, because normally I'm stressed out to the max about everything I'm doing. And yeah, we got out there and it was just like good vibes, you know? It's just like where we wanted to be, and like we just made it work. And yeah, we wrote those songs with Ryan, The Thrill and When It's Over. And they were named, of course, different things, because we didn't know that this was a concept at all. We're just throwing names at the wall. But it's just having people all equally excited to create and just see what happens. Like, that's the best feeling in the world.
So you got your music recorded, it's ready for release, whether it's 1 year, 8 months, 6 months out. Between the time you release the music and the time you're done recording, what's happening? What are you working on?
We had a bunch of big plans, and it was funny because we wanted to work with a bunch of really cool people. We had a friend of ours, his name's Daniel Tall, and he's really dope, and he was going to shoot a video with us, and everybody got quarantined. So, you know, like, it's so funny how that stuff happens, because then we had no choice but to rally. And me and my partner always make videos together, and we've always done it ourselves, but we were like, this is the time we're going to really, you know, branch out and work with other people. Like, it's going to be crazy. And like, just didn't work. So we had to make do, but it was actually like a blessing in disguise. 'Cause like you always do stuff, when it's just like a spur of the moment kind of thing, spontaneous kind of thing. Like, that's when you kind of have the most fun, I think. And, we had a lot of fun making these videos and just sort of playing with the ideas and aesthetics and things like that. And, I'm obsessed with that stuff. Like, if I wasn't doing music, I'd love to do that kind of stuff for real, because it's so much fun, and it's the same. It's like you're creating something. It's artistic. It's like you get an expression of something, and I love it. But so for us, it was just vibes. We were just like, what's vibey? Like, let's just shoot today. Let's shoot tomorrow. Like, there was no plans. It was just like, this is a cool place. Let's rent this space and shoot in there. Like,
Feels like a common theme from, you know, for this project is let's just do it. And
yes.
and you know,
absolutely,
you get
that's exactly it. Amen.
Great results to that. And I don't know, that, you know, you talk about it the idea of the name and the inspiration behind the music, kind of dealing with relationships, but I feel like it perfectly encapsulates the entire process of creating this EP, which is beautiful. You did some really cool sort of almost post recording, I guess, like interview snippets with yourself talking about each song. I thought that's a really cool approach to sort of giving yourself a little bit of life after release day.
Thanks. We were kind of just like, this is our first time, like we can only do this once, like, or it's only our debut once, so like why not like give it a shot, and maybe try something a little less polished and a little more down to earth. And I mean, like, that's something I've always struggled with, is like a little bit of like social media anxiety. So it's like good practice for me just to try and do something like that on my own, and not worry too much about how perfect it is, you know.